What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Switch Sports Golf. For the third game in a row, we get NY. Now, if you watched my last video, we were in the same lobby as him for both games. I came first both games. This is the same session. This is literally the next game after I stopped recording. We get him again. It's kind of funny when you get the same person in the lobby multiple times. It's even funnier when you beat them all the times because it's like they don't have a chance of winning. Let's see if we can continue that streak right now, or if he's finally going to catch some points off of us. For this hole, I'm probably just going to full send the 7-iron. The hole is towards the back of the green. Slight headwind, so full send the 7-irons should be good.
Nice shot.
Maybe a little bit of backspin would have been nice, because we rolled 20 feet past the hole. But we sink the putt anyway. Backspin or no backspin, we got the birdie. Mostly birdies on that hole, as you would expect. That hole with no wind is generally on the easier side. But moving on to hole number 2, we get hole 15 with a very strong tailwind. Another birdie opportunity for sure. I'm going to club down to a spoon. I think the driver would be too much. Yeah, the driver would have definitely been too much because we barely make it on the fairway. Almost go too far. But we've got a nice chip onto the green. I'm going to put backspin here. I don't necessarily trust my precise abilities to land the ball just past the bunker, but not far enough that we roll past the green, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to go backspin. Probably 3.5 with backspin.
Nice shot.
Geez, it looks like we landed like almost in the hole.
Nice hole.
We must have been like a few inches away from the hole there. Pretty good aim, to be honest, and the backspin was necessary, so a good call there.
Nice birdie.
So we are on 20 points going to the semifinals, tied for first place with NY. But focusing on this hole, we got 29-mile-an-hour headwind. Just a full send moment with the driver.
Nice shot.
We get a nice placement on the fairway. Pretty straightforward hole, to be honest. Stroke number 2, we're just going to full send the driver once again. This hole doesn't really pick up till you're on the other side of the island. Or the other island, I should say.
Nice shot.
But here's where things get interesting. Stroke number 3. We have a headwind. We are downhill from the hole. Don't think the 9-iron is going to be enough. I'm honestly probably going to go just under 3.5 with the 7-iron. Adjust a little bit for the wind.
Nice shot.
And that wasn't even enough.
Nice on.
The wind was too much for us, but let's see if we can take advantage of this putt opportunity. We barely snuck in there, but a birdie nonetheless. So going into hole number 4, still tied for first with NY. He is putting up a fight. He does not want to lose to the big sensei 3 games in a row. Okay, but this hole could be a problem. We could see one of us drop down to second or pull ahead with the undisputed lead because this hole is rather tricky, especially with this wind. Or I should clarify that and say this hole is tricky for me. I do have trouble birdieing this hole. I honestly don't know what the best play is here. I think I'm just going to spoon this, try to land on the fairway before the bunker.
Nice
Like I said, I don't know what to do here. If you have a consistent way to birdie this hole, let me know down in the comments. This is Resort B, hole 6. Do let me know if you're good at this hole. But for stroke number 2, probably going to do something a little cheeky here. Try to get around the trees this way. Not a bad shot, to be honest. We are on the green. Luckily, I'm not on the fringe. Looks like NY is on the fringe there. So maybe we could pull ahead this hole. Let's see. Gonna have to sink this putt first. Okay, so I definitely would have made that putt if I had more power, because the ball wouldn't have spent as much time on the slant. I knew what power I needed, I just didn't get it. My execution was poor. So I had the right idea, but the wrong execution, which leads me to a par, unfortunately. So now we are going into hole number 5, three-way tie. Resort C, hole 7 to finish off this match. Usually a pretty good hole, and with this wind being pretty negligible, I like our chances here. So when the wind allows it, I always club down to a 3-iron. Try to land at the edge of the fairway here.
Nice shot.
I go just under 3.5 power, which is usually enough to land right at the edge, depending on the wind. Looks like Lee Ann has the same idea as we do. And from here, we're going to look to get a nice chip onto the green. About 3.5 power, no backspin. And from this position with no wind, that will be enough to get you towards the far side of the green. Obviously, if you're playing this hole and there's wind, you're going to have to adjust accordingly.
Nice shot. Nice.
We roll a little bit farther than I wanted to. But we sink the putt nonetheless. We are going to be going to a 3-way closest to the pin because we all birdied that hole. And there you have it, 47 points, 3-way tie. I wish I didn't mess up my putt on hole number 4, but that's in the past. Let's focus on the next task, which is beating these players in the closest to the pin. So very strong wind to the left here. That's the first thing to note. It's suggesting we wedge, which I'm not opposed to. Like just under full power, maybe we can roll. And it looks like there's a left down slant on the green with the left wind, so I have to adjust quite a bit. It's an okay shot. We're beating the first competitor. Let's see what NY does now. I did not see his ball roll close to the hole. And he wasn't even close. So there we go. We take first place after a 3-way closest to the pin. And for the 3rd game in a row, we beat NY. Poor guy can't catch a break. But I will take that ranking. We are making some pretty good progress into S4. Before the video ends, let me know what you think about this new collection. Honestly, I think it's pretty mid. There have been better collections in the past for sure. But if you enjoy the golf content, hit that subscribe button. Got a lot more content coming out as I rank up to S5 and further.